Hey guys, this is Mel, and I'm here to talk about Arrow, episode 515, titled Fighting Fire with Fire, which premiered Wednesday, March 1st, 2017 on the CW. So guys, quick reminder, if you haven't seen the episode already, go check that out first. Huge spoiler alert right now, because then you come back and see what I have to say about that episode. Otherwise, check out my other video reminders on screen right now. Remind yourself of those, and then let's start the 10-minute clock. And let's begin with what happened in this episode. So, timeline-wise, I'm thinking it's immediately after the previous episode, 514, but maybe it's the next day afterwards. It's definitely not like a week or so. Because for the episode, they are dealing with Oliver being charged for impeachment as mayor. So, storyline-wise, the breakdown, I found 3 different storylines. First one being the impeachment case against Oliver. The second one being locating Vigilante, and then the third one being Oliver making amends with Susan. So with the impeachment case, we get eventually Oliver gets an investigation going and all that, but eventually Oliver puts the blame on the Green Arrow, stating that he is no hero. So now, and he's a cop killer. So now Oliver has pretty much put the city back on. Has pretty much put his own alter ego on Star City's most wanted list, pretty much. Second storyline deals with locating Vigilante. His assassination attempt against Oliver on a few occasions was stopped every time, obviously, but Vigilante has not been ID'd yet. We don't know who's under the mask, but we do know some type of tech that he's using. The orange visor he wears, or he wears over the mask, it's actually almost computer generated. It's kind of it's some kind of program that we see every time we look through the visor that he wears. So there's that. Now, third one, making amends with Susan. Oliver tries his best to get Thea and Felicity to reverse what they had done to Susan, but ultimately Susan does get her job back, and she does promise to keep Oliver's secret since they are both trying to make the city a better place. So there's that. Flashbacks, though, deal with Oliver becoming the Hood to break into Kovar's home. For Data to prove how corrupt Kovar or how corrupt Gregor is in order to spare Anatoly's life, which he does, and it causes many of the Bratva to turn against Gregor and side with Kovar, or to side with Anatoly, not Kovar, including Victor. So there's that. Last moments of the episode show Adrian Chase being insistent to Susan about hearing a story that he needs to share. A life or death one, with very bad vibes to it. So there's that, and I'll get to a reason to it. Tidbits, though, we get Curtis's dinner with Paul being placed at a newly designed Jitters setup. The moment he walked through that door, I'm like, hey, he's at Jitters, but it's set up like a restaurant. So there's that. But unfortunately, that dinner is not what Curtis expects, as Paul delivers the divorce papers. So that's unfortunate. Also, we see Felicity officially joining Helix, the group, since she wants a backup of hackers, apparently, to help her better the world, for the looks of it. Also, we see Thea resigning. She claims that her bloodlust from the Lazarus pit was only transferred so that now she's enacting political demise as opposed to dropping bodies. So there's that. And moving on to the most shocking moment of the episode, guys. Not only was it the fact that Oliver threw himself under the bus as Green Arrow by spinning him as a cop killer to the media, but we get the identity of Prometheus, and that is Adrian Chase. I mean, seriously, guys, I wasn't expecting that. I really thought, like, if you've been following my Arrow recap videos for the last few weeks, you know that in my predictions, I've always been saying that Adrian Chase is the vigilante named Vigilante. I always knew that there was something off about him. I knew that he was the man under the mask. I just got the mask wrong. Apparently, he is the big bad this season, Prometheus. So while I am pleased that I did call that Adrian Chase was a masked vigilante, he just wasn't the vigilante named Vigilante. He's just the guy who's been setting up Oliver this whole time. So can I get half points for getting that prediction correct? Anyways, let's move on to top 3 favorite moments. I definitely have to say the first one has to be Dr. Schwartz returning as Oliver's doctor and giving an evaluation for his injuries. Now, she makes it very aware that she is still in the know of Oliver being the Green Arrow. I think Dr. Schwartz was the same doctor who did surgery on Laurel before she died. back last season. So I think that's why she's still in the know. I'm glad that Oliver has a doctor in their corner, that he doesn't have to hide anything from to her. So I really like that. I hope we see her again. But I hope she stays alive too. So if that makes sense. Second favorite moment is I really liked Curtis's new inventions, the T-spheres. The T-spheres, it's they definitely help in the field, and I wasn't expecting a lot of what they were doing afterwards, but it definitely came in handy. I'm glad that Curtis is using his skill sets to better improve how he works in the field, so I'm glad we got to see that. Another favorite thing I liked was the fact that we got to see Vigilante unknowingly going against the Arrow team when he attacked Mara Queen. After the whole impeachment hearing the first time around, Vigilante goes to attack Oliver during his drive back, and he not only gets hit by Dina Drake with the Canary Cry, but he also gets tackled by Thea, and then we also get a few hits from Oliver. So I think it was something that he was not expecting at all. So I thought that was pretty cool that they were able to catch him off guard like that. However, let's move to top 3 peeve moments. While Vigilante is still alive in this episode, I'm kind of pissed that we did not get the identity of Vigilante. I thought with the whole investigation of trying to find him in this episode, I thought we'd at least, us as the viewer, would know who he is, not necessarily the team. But instead we got the identity of Prometheus. So I guess that one's the better reveal. But at least they didn't kill Vigilante without... at least they didn't kill Vigilante and left his identity unknown. I would have been so pissed about that as well, though. I want to know who's under that Vigilante mask. So there's that. Otherwise, my biggest peeve was between Oliver and Susan. I really don't like them. I was kind of hoping that after what happened in the previous episode, that would be it that we saw of Susan. But it's not looking like that at all. At least she's not going to spill his secrets. But I don't trust her. I really don't trust her. She went behind his back to do research on him. She pretty much ended up acting like a stalker, gathering all this evidence against him. And then when she couldn't do that, she pretty much revealed that she would have gone and told people about her discoveries. But now that no one's going to believe her, she can't do that now. So, I don't know. I just do not trust Susan. And I really don't know why Oliver's going to her. Even when Dr. Schwartz made a mention of Oliver needing a friend to talk to, he immediately thought of calling Susan. And I'm like, why? You could have called Diggles. You could have called Felicity. You could have called Thea. You could have called anyone who has been with you the last 4 years. And seen like this evolution of who you are and know exactly what you're dealing with. Why are you going to call this unknown who's been trying to expose your secrets? It's just, I don't like the two of them at all. And third peeve I did have, which is something I didn't like in the episode, was the fact that Felicity officially joined Helix, the group Helix. I just didn't like it because apparently she didn't listen to any of Diggle's advice about her trying to stay and fight in the light, considering that everyone else around her has fought with a bit of darkness inside them, and yet look what has happened to all of them, and yet she wants to follow in their footsteps. So it was a little weird and a little disappointing too, though. But moving on, what moment will I remember most when I look back on this episode? The fact that we got the identity of Prometheus. So that was a surprise. I should have figured that we would have gotten something like that big of a reveal, since episode 15 is usually where we get something like that. So there is that. Moving on to random questions. First one is that if Adrian chases Prometheus, why did he help to get Oliver to keep his position as mayor? Is it because that it's better for Adrian or Prometheus to stay close to Oliver while under the guise of being his friend? Or does he actually consider him his friend? I can never tell with him. You can't, now that we know it's him, you can't really tell what's truth and what's just a lie to get through the day with him. So there's that. Second question. What does Felicity think teaming with a bunch of hackers is going to achieve? She really think it's going to cause more peace than chaos? But I guess we're going to have to wait and see about that. I hope not a lot of bad comes from it, if that makes sense. Moving on, though, to predictions very quickly. Based off the promo for 5/16, it looks like it's not going to air until March 15th, so a week hiatus for us. But it looks like Oliver discovers that Adrian Chase is Prometheus and that he has taken Susan as his prisoner. There's this timer. Also looks like Talia al Ghul is back, and from the way that promo was cut, it looks like she gives Prometheus's name to Oliver, and that being Adrian Chase. So based off the synopsis, though, it reads that Oliver gets close to the truth about Prometheus. Meanwhile, Helix refuses to continue helping Felicity until she does a favor for them. Well, that doesn't sound good. But new question, though. I'm wondering if Talia al Ghul is the one that trained Prometheus, then why didn't Oliver reach out to her sooner? I mean, if the promo is correct in that piece of Talia al Ghul footage isn't set in the flashbacks, then why hasn't Oliver gone to her sooner when he figured out that Prometheus must have trained from her? His one contact in Russia who taught him that specific move that identified that key fact. So that's something I'm a little iffy about. Otherwise, Helix, I don't know what I said. Did I say Felix? Helix, I believe, is going to get Felicity to do something that is going to be very questionable, and it's really going to be a milestone for Felicity on whether she decides to either continue down this dark path or leave it and stay on the path of light. So I guess we'll have to wait and see about that. I don't have any other predictions because, as you see on screen, two of the predictions I've been stating for a very long time have pretty much come true, or they've kind of crossed each other out. So with that said, guys, what did you guys think of the episode? What did you guys like about it? What do you think is going to happen next? Let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your own thoughts, theories, and predictions about all of that. Also, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and check my other videos if you haven't done so already. If you want, check on my Tumblr page. The link for that is down below. I reblog promos, web clips, quotes, gifs, synopses, news, all that good stuff, all found in one place. Go check me out there. Follow me there if you like. And if there's other shows that I do reblog, I hope you check those portions of it out as well. It's also connected to my WordPress account. It's a work in progress, but everything I post online should be connected to WordPress. So you can check all my stuff there. Follow me there if you want. But yeah, and that's about it. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I truly appreciate it. I hope you come back in 2 weeks to hear what I have to say about the next episode. But until then, guys, this is Mel. Wishing you all a great day, great week, wherever you are. Bye for now.